Welcome, everyone, to episode 37 of Over the Line podcast on the Degenerate Sports Network. This week, we do have NFL Week 16 and the first round of the college football playoffs and some other bowl games this weekend, obviously. So football is finally starting to heat up. We're getting into our playoff races in the NFL. There are some teams that are starting to get eliminated, some teams starting to clinch. A lot of playoff math being done for tons of fans out there. So a good time to be a fan of football, especially if your team's in the mix right now. Before we do get into this next week, how did last week go for everyone? I know for me it was rough. I went 1-2 in both, and I'm just not seeing it anymore. I had a good few week stretch and just fell off.
Yeah, I went 2-4 in both. The return to FCS did not do me very well.
Yeah.
As you can tell, my college football record is now I give up. We don't need to look at that number, what it would be. It's not good. The NFL went 0-3 because the Patriots choked, the Bucks choked, and also I believe it was the Raiders were the worst team I've ever seen, and Kenny Pickett should be shot into the sun. He legitimately had the worst quarter. Like he did. I shouldn't even say it was bad. He did nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, Jake.
That was just like I think I watched the first quarter and a half of that game, and it was just like Eagles convert every third down, and Kenny Pickett just doesn't do anything, and then every run Genty is hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And I stopped watching the game. I just turned it off.
They had
I was not
70.
My Sunday.
It was like 76 yards of total offense. Like once you take out sacks and stuff, I'm pretty sure it was.
Maybe if even that. I don't know why the hell I bet plus 11.5. It was such a big spread, and they still didn't cover by 20 points. Like
it felt like they were going to win outright.
I picked them as a joke, as an underdog, and I thought it would at least be more fun to watch. It never was fun at any point.
The Raiders are just like the team that you need to play when everything is going bad. Like you just need that. Like
it's true.
Like during the Monday Night Football halftime show, they said something like the Eagles went to the doctor and he said to just play the Raiders or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty accurate for where that team is right now.
It's bad.
I just
even
75 total yards of offense. It's not sorry to cut you off, Casey. 75 yards total offense, 7 first downs, only 1 turnover.
That's good at least.
42. They ran 42 plays. That means they didn't get 2 yards per play.
That honestly might be better than their loss to the Chiefs this year.
I can't remember which is worse, but I know they both are 2 of the worst games.
Pretty much the exact. Played. I think it's the same score for both. It's kind of like the exact same close. Game.
It's got to be similar, right?
Yeah.
Like
it has to.
You can't play football that poorly. I'm sorry, you shouldn't be allowed to. Someone should have stepped in. It was 31-0. You're right. It's the same score.
And the Raiders had 95 total yards. That's hilarious.
So that was better. They were better in that one.
They had 25 rushing yards and 70 passing.
Yeah, they averaged like over 3 yards per play against the Chiefs.
3 first downs.
Yeah, so it was the first downs that were so funny. You're right. It was the lack of first downs. But yeah, they had only 30 plays, but they got 3 yards per play. They got less than 2 per yards. You can sneak it every fucking play. Probably to get the same amount of yards. Sorry, that's our Raiders rant. Well, Dalton's here. There might be another one at some point.
Yeah.
For now,
they're probably the only team that like couldn't execute the tush push. Like,
right?
I don't think they have the line for
it. My team's got Connor Hayward out here doing it, and Aaron Rodgers is aura farming in the background of every play. What is that, by the way? We're not going to talk about that. Anyway, let's get to it.
I think they're going to make sorry, I don't want to talk about this too much, but I have a hunch there's going to be a trick play at some point this season.
I
where
hope
he's just
so.
like standing. Because it's so funny the way he just stands with his hands on his hips. Like
I hope eventually they do something with it. Because why is he doing that? Why is he on the field? What's the point? just in case they think that
I should just have him trot out at like receiver or something.
Yeah, because like if
take one defender away.
Like say the ball did like squirt out somewhere and the defender got it, he's not chasing him down.
Also, he's not even ready to jump on the ball.
Yeah.
He's literally standing there.
Yeah,
like he just happened to get on the field. Like as a fan, just doesn't know what to do.
He's not like some safety valve or anything.
God.
He's not gonna.
I don't know.
All right.
Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into some betting here. Let's get into a sport where even like a respectable sport or a respectable fight in this sport would even be a cause for concern when it comes to betting, and that's boxing. Like it's just hard to bet on boxing in general. Everyone always says it's rigged, blah blah blah. But there's one fight this weekend that we know is not going to be rigged.
We know exactly.
That is totally going to be fair. There's no script for this, and it's Jake Paul. He's gonna be fighting. I think it's Friday.
At a crisp 11:30 p.m.
Yeah, so Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua this weekend, this Friday. So, Jake, go ahead. What are you betting on this one?
I'm taking this not because it's something that I want to see, but I'm just gonna take Jake Paul's money line at plus 700, just because I've wasted too much of my life watching him just win fights in stupid ways. Yeah. And I mean, he should lose this fight, but as Casey said, it's definitely not going to be rigged. I'm just going to throw a couple of dollars at the plus 700 because stupid stuff happens in these fights. And I don't it's not a sensible bet, but it's just I just feel like this always happens. So I'm just throwing a couple of dollars at it.
We kind of talked about it pre-show. Every time, whenever he fights, I think unless you're a fan of the Paul brothers, there's what you want to happen and deep down what you know is going to happen. And I think if you're not a fan of the Paul brothers, you want him to lose this fight, but deep down, you know, for some reason he's going to win. Something's going to happen. It's going to happen, and then we're going to have to hear him talk about how everyone doubts him and everything. So just get ready for that, everyone. But plus 700, you just have to throw some money at it. I get it. All right, let's go ahead and move on from one non-real sport to another, hockey. I'm just kidding.
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
The 4 NHL fans are really mad here. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I wish I was a hockey fan. Honestly, I respect them. I just can't. I have too much. There's not enough room in my head or my life, so I can't do it.
I get it.
But
yeah. So we'll be quick here at the hockey picks. I just have a 3-pick parlay for tomorrow. I have the Penguins plus 1.5 against the Senators, Edmonton Oilers money line against the Bruins, and then the Flyers plus 1.5 against the Sabres. All three of those together is at plus 288. So nothing too crazy, but just a little something. Jake, what do you got?
I have a 4-leg parlay.
Cool.
I did take the Senators minus 1.5 against the Penguins at plus 134, just because the Penguins are a hockey team.
What happened to them? Weren't they good for a minute?
They were. They cannot hold a third period lead at all.
I did hear about the 5-1 lead they blew, which
the Sharks were down 5-1 with 12 minutes left and they lost. And then the very next night, I forget who it was, but they had a 3-0 lead on somebody and then they lost that one also. So the Senators are at home. I mean, they've just been a better team this year, and they're getting plus 134 odds. I'm gonna roll with that. I took the Canadians minus 1.5, also at plus 134 over Chicago. Chicago's not the same with Connor Bedard injured, and Montreal's been pretty good this year, so pretty decent value there. I took Calgary minus 1.5 at plus 136 against Seattle. These are two pretty bad teams, but Calgary's been much better as of late, and they played the Sharks pretty tough last night when watching that game. So I think it's pretty decent value there. And then the last one, this is the juiciest one of the parlay, but I'm going with the Sharks money line at plus 172 against the Stars. The Sharks recently have just been like, if you were to bet their money line over like the last 10 games, I mean, you've probably hit the like 7 out of the last 10 times, but they rightfully so are underdogs in pretty much every game, but they just keep winning. So like, I mean, it's kind of hard because you don't know if it's that sustainable, but they just keep winning. I mean, I bet against them, and I bet on the Leafs last week when we did this show, and they had a similar comeback to the win against the Penguins against the Leafs. They've won 3 in a row. They're in a playoff spot right now. I don't know how long that's going to stand, but I mean, they just keep beating teams that they shouldn't beat. So I'm rolling with them here. They're on a 3-game win streak, but pretty juicy for those 4. It comes out to plus 3,414. So they're all, I think the smallest odds in there or the worst odds is plus 134. So they're all kind of decent odds.
Nice.
That's healthy.
I like it. All right. Let's go ahead and get into basketball here. Shane, go ahead and tip us off here with your picks for the NBA or college basketball, whatever you're betting on for this week.
The day I can fit college basketball into my life, I'll throw a party. I'm surprised I know anything about professional basketball at this point. Maybe I don't. Depends on who you ask, I guess. No, but let me pull mine up here. We didn't really talk about it too much. Like we kind of didn't try. I don't know if we could at the time. But like the NBA Cup kind of just happened, and I just forgot.
Happening. Congrats, Knicks.
Yeah, first championship or first trophy since
first NBA Cup winners to not raise a banner.
Yeah, and honestly, I respect them for that kind of.
Yeah,
this sending a message like this isn't.
I feel like they should. I mean, this is like they haven't really won anything.
I think they should after the season. Like, try to don't think about it as like winning anything until you actually win the title. But especially if they win the title, then I think they can put the cup.
Yeah,
that'd be funny if they did it after the season and then they lost in the finals.
Oh yeah,
just had a banner for the.
Well, at least we got this one. No. Yeah. So I have a 5-leg parlay actually this time. Hawks -5.5 at Charlotte tomorrow. Charlotte, they should probably just stop existing. I hate to say that, but just take their announcers and send them somewhere else, and the rest of the team we can get rid of. I don't really care too much about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Knicks -3.5 at the Pacers. It's the Pacers. Spurs -14.5 at home against the Wizards because, again, Wizards also maybe should consider just folding as a franchise and trying somewhere else.
Yeah.
Pistons -5.5 at Dallas. Dallas has been weird. Cooper Flagg has bounced back from his rough start to the rookie season, but there's always trade rumors around that team right now when it comes to Anthony Davis and what are they trying to accomplish. I'll take the Pistons there. And then another big spread, but again, one that just feels right because the Clippers, man. Thunder -15.5 at home against the Clippers.
Yeah.
It's just a huge mismatch. It just really is. It's tough. So, but all those together at plus 2,436.
Nice. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a little three-legger for tomorrow. I have the Lakers -6.5 against the Jazz. I have the Nuggets -7.5 against the Magic at home. And then I have Warriors -2.5 against the Suns on the road. All three of those together is at plus 553. Jake, what do you got for tomorrow or for this week?
I'm pretty much just betting against the worst teams. I went with Atlanta -5.5 against Charlotte. New York -4 against Indiana. San Antonio -13.5 against Washington, and Portland -9 against the Kings.
Had to sneak the Kings in there somehow, Jake, didn't you?
I bet against the worst 4 teams that I saw on the slate, and the Kings are definitely in that group.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I'm just betting basically against the Hornets, Kings, Pacers, and Wizards. So as long as one of those doesn't surprise, then hopefully we good.
Yeah, I like that. All right. So those were the non-sports bets that we made today. I'm just
The
kidding.
non-sports bets.
Non-sports bets.
It's like a really funny thing to say, actually.
Yeah.
Legitimately. But no. Before we get into the playoffs, college football playoff, because I'm sure we're definitely going to be talking about those games in particular.
Oh, yeah.
I just think it's so funny that a lot of big schools are just like no to bowl games. It's like, oh my god, pout about it. All right, like get Notre Dame especially was the one that everyone's clowning because it's like, dude, you don't want to play in the Pop-Tart Bowl. I don't want to play in the Pop-Tart Bowl. I might rather play in the Pop-Tart Bowl than the college football playoff, depending on how good my team actually is. Like if I thought that we had even a remote shot, sure, but like if I was on like if I was on one of like the group of 5 teams and I knew my ass was not making the title, I'd probably want to play in the Pop-Tart Bowl. That sounds more fun. They like do all sorts of cool shit during that. Like I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the theatrics that they do. So funny.
It's the whole thing.
It's so comical. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. That's what bowl games should be about.
Yeah, these teams are acting like their shit don't stink right now, and that they're above.
They're above
non-playoff
shut up, dude.
Postseason game. So yeah, the bowl games have definitely lost their shine since the playoffs have started.
That makes me sad. Something about the bowl games, like I wish that people like they weren't being that way about it.
Because like,
though. Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean because you would get these small schools that were like, we just have to get to 6 wins, and we're bowling, and now it's like that doesn't. No one cares about that anymore. No one cares
anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just
most of the players don't play. If they do play, like if they do it, it's just I don't know. But I bought just enough time for the boy to join.
I'm back.
You joined just in time for college football. We're about to get started, so. Are you ready for your bet? Do you have your bets in front of you?
Yeah. Are we doing the typical?
Yep.
Or are you guys?
Yep. Typical. And we're gonna go ahead and jump into our favorite bets here for college football. I don't know about you guys, but all 3 of my bets are within the college football playoffs. But obviously, didn't have to. Jake can go FCS if he wanted to. I know that's more your speed. So.
I got a little bit of both.
I like that. All right. Yeah. So my favorite for this one, Ole Miss minus 17.5 against Tulane. I don't care that Kiffin's gone. Like everyone's gonna think that Ole Miss is gonna be down. And there's another game that's kind of I'm feeling for this as well. Like everyone thinks Ole Miss is gonna be gone and they're just going to roll over, and Tulane might be able to sneak one by them and win this one outright. But I think Ole Miss is going to roll. They still have the talent. They still have the players. They seem to be bought into this coach that's there right now. Minus 17.5, I think they can easily cover this against Tulane at minus 108. I'm taking that for my favorite.
Nice. I'm also taking that, but I do have another one as my favorite bet. I got Oklahoma minus money line at minus 108 as my favorite bet this week. I just don't see it with Bama. I just think this is a toss-up game at best, but I think I would definitely lean Oklahoma probably by about a touchdown. So I'm going to take their money line here. I just think like Alabama, their offense looks kind of done. And I just think this is a game where Oklahoma wins like 23-16, something like that. Just a gross, ugly game.
Okay. Jake, what's your favorite bet for this week?
So I'm actually going Tulane plus 17.5.
Oh no.
I don't I don't think they're going to
Dalton left when he heard that one.
Dalton was disgusted by that.
Yeah.
By that pick. I don't think they're gonna come too close to winning this game, but I just think 17.5 is a lot. I mean, these 2 teams played earlier this year, and it was pretty close up until things kind of got away in the 4th quarter. But I don't know. I mean, things are just a little messy at Ole Miss. I think they win this somewhat comfortably, but some part of me thinks that 17.5 is just a little bit much.
I get it.
Yeah, I'll talk about that game later too. I have Oklahoma minus 1.5 as mine. So Dalton and I are on the same page with Oklahoma, Alabama. Again, Alabama just like there was a minute there where like Ty Simpson was doing some stuff and they were looking all right, and then it kind of just feels like everything's really hard for them right now, frankly. And Oklahoma will pull you in the mud with them. And if they allow that to happen, I think that they're cooked. I don't think that it's going to go their way. Also, frankly, another reason I did this is I don't think they should be in the playoff. Frankly, I would argue that Alabama shouldn't be here. So that kind of just makes it easier. So, yeah, I'll take Oklahoma minus 1.5, minus 104 for mine.
Yeah, this is very much a Brent. This is officially like Brent Venables' version of Oklahoma. Like he has officially molded it into his version of what this team's going to be, and it's gross.
But hey, if it works, it works.
Hey, it works better than the hybrid version that was like kind of his team.
Yeah.
But also kind of Lincoln Riley's team and just had no idea what it was.
Didn't really work so well, yeah. So hopefully this will be a little bit better for him. But
yeah, I get it. All right, let's go and get into our locks for this week. There's one that is screaming out to me that I might have to take an alternate line on, but Miami, Texas A&M over 48.5 at minus 105. I think this is going to cruise past that. I might take an alternate line of like 51.5 or so. But 48.5, I think this is going to be a back and forth game for a little bit. Both these teams, or Miami has started to, I don't know, I guess kind of look like the Miami team from what we expected, and Texas A&M is just kind of, I don't know. These teams, it's going to be an offensive shootout is all I'm going to say. Over 48.5, lock it in.
Interesting. I'm going under on that in my point. Talk about that game.
We got some conflict this week.
But I have a very specific game script of why I think it's going under, and I'll talk about that in a little bit.
I don't have that.
So, my lock this week, give me James Madison at plus 21 against Oregon. Are we convinced Oregon's like an elite team? I mean, I'm not saying James Madison's going to be in any chance of winning this game outright, but they can lose by 20. Like I can very easily see James Madison losing by like 18-20 in this game, if not like hanging around into like a 2-score game even. They're sound enough defensively. I mean, they're only really good evidence of them against like Power 5 teams is the Louisville game, and they dragged them into the mud with them. They didn't really, their offense couldn't do anything against the Power 5 defense, but they might be able to make this game ugly enough for Oregon that like Oregon doesn't run away completely. And value's not terrible at minus 110.
Yeah, I don't dislike that. I actually have that in my parlay, so I agree. Yeah. I think my reasoning is more that like if Oregon is good enough to beat them by that many points, they're probably not going to need to or feel the need to do so. Because why would you pour it on for a game that you can, if you have a chance to like pull guys, early so you can save them for next week? Like that would make sense to do. So that's kind of my thought, is either Madison just can actually like hang around for a little bit, or Oregon's going to go up enough early that they can kind of pull their punches the rest of the way.
Yeah, I like that. My lock this week is Texas A&M minus 3.5. I don't believe in Miami. That's pretty much the main reason for this bet. I just am much more comfortable in Texas A&M here. I mean, after Miami, if I remember correctly, they lost to Louisville and then SMU like kind of early in the season. They've rattled off some nice wins, and they've been scoring a lot of points in their last 3 or 4 games, but none of those were against like really that stout of opponent. I don't really think they're on the same level as Texas A&M. I just am not a Miami believer this year. And it's only 3.5. It's not really a huge spread, so I'm rolling with Texas A&M there.
Yeah.
Well, Jake, you and I are on the same page.
Um,
I that is also my lock. Now here's my thing. My reasoning is very simple. I just think it'd be really funny after all the hand wringing and like conversations about Miami versus Notre Dame versus whoever, for it to just not matter at all. Like that's kind of what I'm doing with this. Is like I just think it'd be funny if they're like, well, wouldn't have mattered because they're gone anyway. Like who cares? That's kind of honestly part of it for me, but it's also just like a funny thing to just be like, yeah, Miami, listen, you made it in, good for you. Carson Beck's still your quarterback, man.
Yeah.
Like that hasn't been cool for like minus like the first like 4 weeks of the season hasn't been cool in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's be real. So no, I think that they'll be able to take care of business in that game.
All right. I like that. So let's go ahead and get into the underdogs. There's the big underdogs I just couldn't get behind with such a small sample size to choose from. But I am taking Alabama money line at plus 100. This just feels like one of those spots where everyone's like, this isn't the Alabama that we're used to, blah, blah, blah. And then I feel like that's when the typical Alabama team just comes in, takes care of business. I like this defense against the Oklahoma offense. I know Shane said that if Oklahoma can drag them into the mud, that it's going to be bad for Alabama. And if Alabama's defense can stay home and not let Mateer do whatever he wants to them and run all over them and just play backyard bullshit football, then I think they can win this one. I think they can win this by 7-10 points. Honestly, I think this is going to be Alabama all night.
Interesting. We'll see.
No, I'm just like, no.
Yeah. Me and Dalton have already decided that we're just opposite this weekend.
That's all good. So my underdog pick this week, I'm taking Miami money line at plus 142. I think Texas A&M is a little bit fraudulent.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
it's not really. It's not really a vote of confidence for Texas A&M for me. It's more just get Miami out of here.
Also, I think this is one of the better defenses that A&M's played all year.
That's fair.
Which is a big reason why I'm taking the under. I mean, that Miami defense is just something else. Like that Miami defense, I think, is right there with any defense in the Big Ten or SEC. We haven't seen them against a lot of like elite competition yet, but they handled Notre Dame. Notre Dame couldn't do anything, I think. And now Notre Dame's not, an elite Power 5 offense by any means, but I think they're gonna do fine against Texas A&M, and I think they just beat them down in a low-scoring, ugly game. This is gonna be Carson Beck going back to his Georgia games and just doing just enough to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I can respect it. Yeah, I get it. The path is certainly there. I just feel like it'd be funny for all the conversations about who should get in, and then Miami just doesn't do anything anyway. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it'd be funny if that's what happens.
So I didn't really like any of the FBS underdogs this week. So I dipped down in the FCS for my underdogs this week. I'm going with Montana money line at plus 138 against Montana State. These teams played
the Battle of Tana.
Yeah, these teams played like 3 weeks ago to end the regular season, and it was very close. It was in Montana, and Montana State came out with the win. But
it was definitely in Montana.
I meant Montana, like not Montana State. Like Montana.
I know,
but it was in Montana. That's a good point.
Oh man, sorry. You're telling me.
Montana looks a lot better in the playoffs this year. They've won their first 2 playoff games by like 20 points each. They scored 50 and 40 in back-to-back games. So the offense is high-flying. And Montana State, I mean, you have to give them credit for winning their first 2 playoff games, but they were both against weaker teams, and they were both very unconvincing. So
Yeah, didn't Yale give him like a real fight pretty much all the way
yeah, they
through?
almost
Yeah.
they almost blew it against Yale, and then like one of the players started arguing with the coach on the field afterwards. So
That's
it's
awesome.
never a good sign. And then they played Stephen F. Austin, who did not
Oh,
cover
right.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
right.
Shane's favorite. They did not
Don't
cover
miss
my
that last week.
plus. Yeah.
Sorry. Anyways.
Yeah, Stephen F. Austin didn't cover my 11.5 spread last
No.
week, but Montana State still didn't deal with them like they should have. I think it's gonna be a close game, so I'm just going with the plus odds here and the team that has just looked better the last two games. And at plus 138, it's not too bad for a semifinal.
Yeah. All right. Well, someone had to do it, so here we are. Tulane money line.
I knew somebody was going to do that or JMU.
I had
to.
I knew you have to do it. Why not?
Yeah.
I listen. Do I feel good about it? No. That's not the point. You have to do it. You have to pick the upset in the first round of the college football playoff when you can. You have to at least do one. And in my case, I went with Tulane because for me, I'm thinking of it this way. You could look at the Ole Miss situation as a coach bump, right? Potentially, because you're losing your coach, but you're getting a new one. You kind of like this guy anyway. Clearly, they didn't love Lane Kiffin as a person, which can't say I blame them from literally every piece of evidence that currently exists on this planet. And then John Summerall is leaving. So you could say they're sort of getting a pseudo coach bump by the fact that this is his last go around with them before he heads off to, I believe it's Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Which, okay.
Is that enough grade at this point?
What's up?
Is that enough grade at this point?
Not in the standings or in the college football playoff rankings. So you could argue no at all, really, except I guess money.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway. So I'm just going to pick Tulane because I think it'd be funny if Ole Miss goes home sad, despite the fact that they lost their coach, and that might not be a bad thing for them ultimately. But we'll see which coach bump reigns supreme.
Yeah.
It'll probably be Ole Miss, but I would love it if Tulane made it and kind of like threw the whole thing into the fire a little bit.
It would be very funny, and it would just be another W for Lane Kiffin to hold on to at this point.
That's true. That does make me kind of reconsider my thinking now a little bit. But I'm still going to do it. Also, as you can tell, like I said before, with my college football record, it doesn't matter anymore, right?
Yeah.
I could pick every single game that currently is going to be played and get them all right, and it would not make my record look much better than it was. So I'm just going to
be insane.
Yeah, so I'm just going to do the thing that's funnier then.
Yeah.
Pick Tulane. We'll see what happens.
I get it. All right, let's get into our parlays. Obviously, I just have my 3 picks here. Yeah,
put it on a T-shirt, everyone. Let's.
I know. Put it on a T-shirt. Obviously, I have over 48.5. Sorry about that. It just logged me out of.
You love when that happens.
I know. But I know what I had. I had over 48.5 for the Texas A&M and money and the Miami game. I have the Alabama money line, and then I have minus 17.5 Ole Miss. All three of those together. That one I did not remember. The odds on all three of those together is at plus 652. So nothing too crazy, but just a little something for this weekend for the playoffs, just to get started.
Just a little something.
I like it. All right, so for mine this week, I got a 4-leg parlay, all college football playoff, all over-unders. I got James Madison and Oregon over 47.5. I'm thinking this is going to be like a 34-16 game. That's kind of what I'm feeling there. James Madison does enough to hang around for a little bit, but Oregon pulls away. James Madison still covers, though.
Of course.
And then Tulane and Ole Miss, I'm taking under 56.5. I do think Tulane, I just think this is just one of those like 24-3 type games where
24-3, dog. Killing me. No,
it's just something where I think Ole Miss just stomps on Tulane for 4 quarters with the run game, and I don't think it's going to be very good of a game. Just going to be kind of boring and straightforward. And then give me Miami and Texas A&M taking under 49.5 because I really think that's the game script that works for Miami. Same with Oklahoma, Alabama. I'm taking under 40.5 because I think this is going to be the worst game of the week and Oklahoma's going to win. And those 4 games parlay at plus 1228.
Nice.
I have so I have Tulane plus 17.5, Texas A&M minus 3.5. I did also take James Madison plus 21.5. And then I went Oklahoma minus 1.5. And then I had 2 FCS underdogs, the Montana money line. And then I took Illinois State money line. It's at minus 118, but there's no plus odds in that. And so it's kind of just to pick them. So I went with Illinois State there. But those 6 come out to plus 5,484.
Pretty good.
Little something.
That's pretty healthy. Pretty healthy.
Well, guess what?
Let's hear it.
I got Oklahoma, like I said, minus 1.5. Texas A&M minus 3.5. Tulane money line, which does some work.
Yeah.
James Madison plus 21.5, and Memphis I threw in there plus 4.5 at NC State. I think Memphis is a pretty good team, but I think I can hang around with NC State. All that together is at plus 9,385, most of which you can attribute to Tulane.
Yeah.
So there's that. Also, I thought about putting it in here because I wanted to rename it from the Pinstripe Bowl to the Failed Bets Bowl, Penn State Clemson. But I chose not. Or I should have made it the What If National Championship Bowl.
I like that.
Both of those teams, yeah.
Exactly.
The national championship.
Yeah, the preseason national championships going on in the Pinstripe Bowl on the 27th. But that's too far away, so it'll probably be in the next one that we do. Well, actually, we'll probably. I can't imagine we'll be doing this show because it would be Christmas Eve night next week if we do it.
Yeah,
so
no.
I think we're gonna go ahead and not do that. In fact, I'm telling you, we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think my in-laws would appreciate that too much.
You don't want to give them some betting advice in the middle of Christmas Eve. Tell them to tune in from the kitchen or something.
Yeah.
No. So yeah.
But I just think it's funny the executives of the Pinstripe Bowl, if you'd have told them preseason, like, hey, Clemson, Penn State's gonna be playing in this game.
They would have been like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Are you high?
What do you mean? It's not going to be Western Kentucky and some other random school? Yeah.
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Probably would have gotten a lot more money selling that sponsorship, though.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Sure. Yeah.
Although, do either of those fan bases want to watch that game at this point?
I hope not. I feel like
as
that
a
would be sad.
fan, I have no desire to watch it.
At this point, they're watching it to be like, we can't lose this game because we don't want to be that school. So
that's fair, I guess.
Yeah, this is this has more implications than I think it should. But
yeah, I mean, from a draft perspective, that's probably the best reason to watch that game.
Are those teams are any of the players going to play in that game? Do you imagine?
I mean, I would think so, just because it is like good on good.
That is
I would
true.
imagine one of those things where, especially the guys that are gonna be like playing in that, all have reason to play. Like if you're Peter Woods, you have a shot at like putting out some more good tape.
That's true.
Against not the ACC.
Fair.
Yeah.
And if you're either Penn State running back, you're just trying to do whatever you can to be a day 2 pick.
This is true.
You're trying to have a 3-touchdown game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, all right. Let's go ahead and get into NFL Week 16. Dalton, we're already up to 1 Raiders rant, so you are still good to go on a Raiders rant whenever you feel need to.
So
if you want to get it out of the way now,
he's ready. He's ready.
Yeah, he's ready.
Well, I had a special privilege. Thanks to my
being at this game. Yeah.
I got to be at this game.
I'm so
my
sorry.
girlfriend got me tickets as a wedding present.
I apologize. Oh,
it was fun. Got the Philly experience. Got snowballs because there were me and a few other guys in Raider jerseys like walking by, and we got hit with snowballs. Which my dad almost lost it. I thought he was gonna get in a fight. It was really fun.
Is your dad a Raiders fan?
He is. He didn't wear any Raider stuff. Because he was worried about stuff like this happening. and he just can't keep his cool. But it was all in good fun. And I'll tell you what, though, getting to watch Alex Kappa get we had an end zone view, so we could see the offensive line. You could see Alex Kappa just get his lunch eaten all day. And that team is just dead. The vibes on the sideline, dead. They're non-existent. That coaching staff has thrown in the towel. Nobody on that sideline wanted to be there. This is the lowest of the low. There haven't been at this low of a point since Lane Kiffin trotted Sebastian Janikowski
for the 76-yarder
40-yard line to attempt a 75-yard field goal.
I think it was 76 specifically. I remember, if I'm not mistaken. That one is
And he was fired
memory,
the next day,
as he should be.
Yeah,
going out in style.
At that point, he was just flipping off Al Davis.
Yeah.
I gotta, not to get too off topic here, but I don't hate the idea of that field goal though. Like I know. Like,
I mean, now in 2025, maybe I would try it. Depending on who
but
it
even
is.
back then, I mean, like
for Janikowski.
I remember I went to a game one time when they.
What was his nickname? Was it the Polish Hammer or something like that?
Something like that.
The Polish Cannon.
Oh, Cannon. That's what it was. Yeah.
I went to one game where they had him try like a game-winning, like I think it was like 68 or like 69-yard kick, and in like 2011 or something, and it was nowhere close.
I
remember he had one that was a 64-yarder that he missed over the upright. So distance-wise, would have been good for 70.
Stupid.
But, yeah.
I miss it. We need more kickers like him. Just big old dudes out there that just toe kick the ball.
Yeah. No, but I was talking about, like, again, I don't want to keep on this too long, but I thought to myself about, like, 2/3 of the way through the game, I'm like, is Aiden O'Connell active?
Yeah.
Like, could we see him at some point?
Like, that is one other thing from seeing it live. Kenny Pickett's arm, oh my God!
It's
bad.
It's booty meat, man.
The ball just floats. It just has no power, zero zip on the ball.
It looks similar to a 44-year-old Philip Rivers, like genuinely. Like
I think Rivers has more zip on the ball.
I don't know. I mean, that was tough against Seattle, man. Like that was rough. Granted, he threw twice as many yards as Kenny Pickett did, so that's
he probably had twice as many total or yards as the Raiders had, like total offense.
Well, they had 75, so which the fact that you've had 2 games this year that are under 100 total yards, I just want to throw out. It feels impossible.
They've been shut out twice.
It feels impossible, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, there's no way
they've been shut out twice, and in those 2 games, they have like 10 combined first downs. Like, it's just genuinely 10, like, it almost feels like there's always that debate of like, oh, could the best college team beat the worst NFL team? And it's always like, no, like the NFL team would always win. But I'm not that confident in.
I think Ohio State is more talented than them.
Ohio State defensive line would eat against the offensive line.
Like they would lose for other reasons besides the talent level, but I think they're probably more talented.
But Matt Patricia would hit a flow state in that game. He would just destroy.
Like, I've seen this before.
Imagine Stone Forsythe trying to block Averill Reese.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
The same Stone Forsythe that once gave up 14 pressures to Nick Bosa in one singular game.
Stone Forsythe heading into this week, I think, or maybe it was after this week. He now, I think, is second in the league or something. He's one of like 3 guys in the league with 10+ sacks allowed. He's at like 11.5 sacks allowed.
You don't want to get there,
Didn't play like the first 4 games of the season.
Come on, man.
Like he wasn't even the starter.
Good thing you didn't draft any offensive linemen to potentially play in case something happens.
Yeah.
Like there's no way Charles Grant actually played a little bit and didn't look bad.
Looked all right. Anyway.
All right.
Enough.
All right. That's enough of the rants. Let's go ahead and get into our favorites for this week. Bengals -4.5 against the Dolphins. It's in Miami. we're just trading out Tua for Tua 2.0 with Quinn Ewers at this point, in my opinion. Joe Burrow, I know there's been these comments about like how he's not having fun, blah blah blah, and then today they talked to him again, and he said he can't see a world where he's not a quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think that he's going to set all these questions and all these doubts and just bury them, and the Bengals are going to go out there and just destroy the Dolphins. That was just a sad like showing by the Dolphins in that fourth quarter. I mean, how are you going to half-ass trying to come back? Like, they were kind of doing it, and like with a little bit better time management, might have been able to make it a little bit more interesting than what it was. I'm not going to say they were going to win or anything, but like, what are we doing here? Like,
Troy Aikman like almost had a stroke about that.
Yeah,
like he was complaining about it for like
threw a
15
fit
straight
about it,
games.
and I kind of agree.
I agree. He's right. I don't like.
Yeah,
You're facing being eliminated from the playoffs, and you're down like 28-3, and like they got to delay a game like during that. I'm like, how are you getting a delayed game?
Yeah, every time he's like, and they're huddling up. I don't get this. Yeah, like So Bengals minus 4.5. I think the Bengals look like classic Bengals here. Joe Burrow has 325 plus yards. Jamar Chase 150 plus, 2+ touchdowns. Bet that as well.
I like it. The only thing that kept me away from that game is just the what if on Quinn Ewers. Like, what if for some reason it works? There's no way it does, right? There's no way.
Hold on. Even if it does, look what's around it.
Start against. Like, for your first start, I don't know if you could possibly, like, in the last 5 years, this might be the most like rookie friendly defense. You know?
Yeah.
But it is Quinn Ewers. So
yeah. For my favorite play this week, I'm taking the Chargers money line against the Cowboys at plus 110. The Cowboys season needs to end. Like, the fact that they're still technically in playoff contention is absolutely insane, and it needs to die. And the Chargers, I think, still have a legit shot at winning the AFC West, and they look really good. Like, I think Hampton coming back is huge for them. And doesn't matter how beat up this team is. They've drafted so well. They've managed to make it work. And Justin Herbert's top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I'm going to say it. He is. He absolutely is.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any doubt he is carrying this team right now.
I like it.
Yeah. I like that. I have that in my parlay. Sorry, I just lost my slip. My favorite bet is going to be the over in the Steelers-Lions game. It's at 51.5. I just don't think there's going to be any defense played in this game. The line, like, over the middle of the field, the Lions are going to make Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson look like Swiss cheese. But the Lions are also, I mean, they gave up a ton of points last week. They have so many injuries, especially in the secondary. And the Steelers have been much better throwing the ball downfield. They've been a little more flexible, especially getting Adam Thielen and MVS in the lineup. So, yeah, that's another conversation. Roman Wilson has been banished. But, I mean, they're like, against the Dolphins, they scored, I think, 2 touchdowns with like 3 receivers on the field, which they really just haven't done a lot this year. Like, it's always been a lot of tight ends and extra linemen. But I just don't think there's going to be a lot of defense. I mean, the Lions should win this one, but I could see this going well over the 51.5 number.
Go.
So I'm on the same train as you, Casey. Bengals minus 4.5. I've been sent to hell. We'll start off with that. Not only did I have to watch not only the team that I am a fan of and cover, but also the team that I also cover professionally play each other. And boy, oh boy, was I disappointed for most of the time. The first half, snooze, go to bed, don't wake up. wait till the next day to watch the highlights. Then, of course, things started to happen, and only weird stuff because it's the Steelers. They scored 2 technically rushing touchdowns by tight ends, which has never fucking happened before, literally ever.
Yeah, nice little Jonnu Smith halfback
Yeah.
sweep. That was
even
awesome.
before Arthur Smith, I was almost like wondering if someone needs to check on him like the next day because I was like, he probably feels like what it is to go on a bender right now after scoring 2 rushing touchdowns with tight ends, backup ones to boot. They don't do anything normal. Everything about them is weird, and they still did it. But the Dolphins, I mean, what a shit show! Like, you want any proof that this team is basically like region locked for winning? Like, what are we talking about with this shit? Like, are you serious? You finally become a running team when your quarterback can't throw, and then you still can't do it when it's like 18 degrees out. I'm sorry, it's comical. Like, what do we do anyway? Quinn Ewers now, though. So now, not only am I covering the Dolphins, which already love the opportunity, I'm not saying anything bad about it, but like very funny thing to be doing, frankly, at this point in 2025. And now I have to cover maybe the quarterback I hated more than anyone else in this class. I have to watch this man play football at least 3 games. Probably. Well, I mean, hopefully it's only 3 games in the sense that like maybe he won't be the starter next year. Jesus Christ. But I have to watch him play 3 games for a Dolphins team that is so thoroughly done with this shit, clearly. Bengals minus 4.5 feel like if the Bengals don't win this game, they should trade Joe Burrow in the offseason for anything. It doesn't matter. Like, they should just delete the franchise. Get out of here. That's my thoughts on this one.
I get it. You're just not a real fan of the Steelers.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, honestly,
that was so funny.
You're right. I can't even.
I hope he's watching right now.
What happened?
Oh, so Dalton wasn't here. I'll explain real quick. You missed 2 important things last week that were very comical. I won't bother with the other one. That could be after the show. This one, we got a comment from, I believe it's Derpy Entertainment 502 or something like that. And he asked something about the Steelers to me because he's someone he shows up on the Still Curtain show that I do sometimes too. So he knows I'm a Steelers fan, obviously. Well, it's not like he can't tell either anyway. But he asked something about the Steelers. I'm like, I don't want to talk about the Steelers right now. I was basically, and then he goes, so you're not a real Steelers fan or whatever he said. And I went on like a small rant about, I don't want to fucking talk about Aaron Rodgers every time I appear on camera. I don't want to do it because he asked something about Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, I don't want to talk about this right now. And it was just so funny because these two are just losing it while I'm trying to basically defend myself from a comment on this shit.
Because he did ask a specific question, and then
he did.
For
I was like, no,
2 minutes, Shane was basically just like, "Shut the fuck up and get off of our show right now." And then like 5 minutes later, he just goes, "You're just not a real fan of the Steelers," or something like that. It was just so funny. That he was just like, "All right, I'm gonna stay here and just say you're not a fan."
So funny.
But it just had to be there. It was great. It was freaking hilarious.
It's like I feel like that is why like being a real fan is being so frustrated with the team that you don't talk about it anymore.
Like I even said, I'm like, listen, I literally cover this team as my job. I don't have to talk about them every time I'm on camera. Leave me alone. Wait for Wednesday. You'll get to hear me talk all about Aaron Rodgers if you want to hear my thoughts on it. It's so funny. Anyway.
All right. But Derpy, if you're watching,
let
us know. All right. Let's go get into our locks for this week. This is an easy one. Bills minus 10.5, even if it is in Cleveland. I don't care what time it is on Shador's wristwatch. It's Bills minus 10.5 all day. The Bills are just rolling right now. They're finding their stride going into the playoffs. Now, are they going to make it to the AFC Championship and lose in heartbreaking fashion? Probably, but they're looking good right now. And the Cleveland Browns are not looking good right now. So Bills minus 10.5.
You know what? I can't find anything wrong with anything.
At least the quarterback play is less dog shit now.
It is.
It was, and then last week it still was not as dog shit, but it was like I think it felt sadder.
Yeah.
because like he kind of got unlucky a little bit, especially the Jared Judy needs to stop playing football forever.
Yeah, he just sucks as like a
he's
person.
not good.
He's been so funny to watch this year.
Because like last year he was like, all right, maybe.
One game I forgot who they were playing, but he caught like a pass from Shadur and was just running and had no idea there was a defender behind him, so he just like stopped in the middle of the field and got the ball stripped. It's just like he just looks you could tell like he just does not care. Like right now,
he's an athlete with legitimately zero football IQ. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like if you just set him out there just to do stuff until no one's around you, basically, is what he plays like. It's like, all right, I guess. Oh my god. Yeah.
All right. So for my lock this week, I'm taking the Eagles -6.5. Eagles got the most perfect get right game.
Is this lock or favorite, Casey?
We're on lock, right?
Lock.
Oh, is it lock?
Did,
Okay.
did I say favorite? My fault. Lock.
No, you said lock. I thought I was wrong. Okay, we're good.
Did you get through your favorite?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good then. Okay.
Yeah. My lock is the Eagles -6.5 because they had that losing streak, but they had their get right game, and now they're back, and now they get Marcus Mariota right is officially starting the rest of the way now.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Commanders are done. This is the Eagles. I think they put the division to bed this week, and they're just gonna absolutely stop the hell out of Washington this week. Probably easily double-digit win.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to end that streak of what is it, like never
nobody ever
consecutive NFC East or whatever.
Nobody ever wins the NFC East 2 years in a row, but that ends this year because everyone else in the NFC is
But you know what? If it were to happen, it would be an Eagles collapse, and somehow the Cowboys.
It felt like it was happening for a minute.
Yeah, if the Cowboys somehow won the division this year, there's some legitimate there are supernatural forces at play.
Tampering.
There was still time, and like I hate to say this, but like the Raiders game was just like it was going to happen no matter what. That one did. Like we could just throw that one out there.
If the Eagles would have lost that game, then they for sure. For sure.
Yeah,
they were done.
They would just be trolling at that point. Honestly,
there's no way. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they could have lost that game if they tried. I think if they literally tried, if Nick Sirianni tried to throw that game, I still think they win.
Yeah. All right, Jake, what's your lock for this week?
I like
money line. No.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I don't even know who.
I honestly didn't look because I
knew. Dude, we all look so
I was
stupid.
not betting on that shit.
I'm like, I'm so disinterested in the Raiders right now. Like, I don't even hardly keep up with them anymore. But
why did we all love that pick so much?
I was doing it.
I think just because the Eagles just look so like shitty for a while.
Yeah.
Like that was my thing was like I knew they wouldn't win, but like the Eagles just look so bad the last few weeks. But yeah, that's never happening again.
I just was legit trolling, to be fair. So
yeah. It would have been a hilarious loss, but never was going to happen. I do like the Eagles bet this week. I have them in my parlay as well. But my lock this week is going to be the Vikings -2.5 against the Giants. Minnesota has just finally started to wake up offensively. It's kind of happened now that the games don't matter for them anymore. But they looked really good last week. JJ McCarthy looked good last week, and the Giants are just bad. Just bad. I mean, they were pretty much outclassed by a Washington team that's about to get stomped by the Eagles this week. But they were last week. They're not a good team, especially at this point in the year. I mean, they're in the race for the number 1 pick, so I don't know if they're going to have. I know players want to win every game, but I don't know. I mean, the Vikings just look so much more competent on offense right now, so I'm going to go with them. And it's only 2.5 points.
I like that one. We got Jackson Fart versus 9 in this one.
Yeah. Hey, 9 the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Listen,
just doing
I
non
cannot
shit.
people calling him
It's
that.
nuts.
That makes me cringe.
All I'm saying is that every
Yeah.
time he throws the ball, it looks one of two things. I get two feelings. Either is that he's trying his absolute hardest on every pass, or
he had like a scrambling throw where he threw it on the run, and it looks like he actually like
threw his
single
back
athlete
out
onto
trying to
it.
throw the fucking ball. And then,
Yeah.
or it looks like he's legitimately trying to make Justin Jefferson like go to a facility somewhere, like in the offseason. One of the two. So I just can't get there. And then I called him Jackson Fart just to be funny, but like you could also call him Jackson TBI Dart at this point, traumatic brain injury Dart at this point. Like, what is going on with that shit, man? Stop it. You're gonna play 3 years. And you're going to start a podcast.
Him and
Scadaboo
are like the least.
Him and Cam Scadaboo in
Yeah.
3 years are going to be podcast hosts where you barely know what the fuck they're talking about because the way they play football. I can't do it, man.
Jackson Dart fully intends to speed run to his career.
Yeah. He's like, I got that shit first year
You
easy.
don't worry about it. I got it.
He's gonna have to a brain by like 2028.
I can't. We cannot be doing this anymore. Anyway, my lock is Lions -6.5. Steelers had fun last week. It was a good time, sort of, for half the game at least. It's all fun. The Lions are going to fucking destroy them. This might be the worst matchup possible for this team. Like, if you just go, like, down the roster, especially defensively for the Steelers, there's not a team more equipped to beat their shit than the Lions offense is. You have running backs out the wazoo, speed running back specifically, which is not a good thing for this team. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's going to get matched up with Malik Harrison 17 times in this game for some fucking reason. And then
I was about to say, you're about to see Malik Harrison get like,
legitimately
absolutely destroyed.
And then Jameson Williams is going to just run through the defense whenever he fucking feels like, because who's going to stop him from doing that? Like, this is a disaster matchup. Like, I think I picked them to lose 35-20 in my show today for the Steelers show. So that tells you how I feel about this. I would be willing to probably put this game at like -12. Like, it's not going to be a good matchup for this team because they don't have to win it either. So they won't. It doesn't, like, this game doesn't technically matter that much for them in terms of the playoffs at this point, most likely. And the Lions are fighting for their playoff lives at this point, which is really sad because they're so much better than the Steelers, like so much better than the Steelers. And they're the ones who are
they have
in
the
driver's seat
same
for a playoff
record,
team.
and this game means nothing for the Steelers.
This tells
the
you
Lions
all
are
you
just
need to
out of the
do.
playoffs right now. Like it's
The Steelers literally can lose out until that.
Yeah, they
Ravens
don't have to
game.
win again until
Yeah.
week 18 if they
Yeah.
don't want to. Like, if they technically
Yeah.
don't have to do that, which is stupid. But
they could rest their starters for 2 weeks. And then
Can you imagine if Tom was like, you know what, we're not even gonna do it.
Fuck it. We're just going all in on that last game.
Oh my god.
All right. Let's go ahead and get into underdogs. And I feel like a sucker for taking this one, but I have to. Tennessee Titans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I have to. I have to do it.
You have to bet against Gardner Minshew. Like
Titans, and the Titans are at home, plus 145, home underdogs against Patrick Mahomes-less, like, Chiefs team that's out of the playoffs. What are they even playing for at this point? Like, Titans all day.
Yeah.
And the Titans, like, all year, I know that they suck, but, like, they've played in a lot of these games where, like, even though they're losing, they're sticking around in some of these games. There's still some great moments. There's obviously some bad moments, but I'm liking the Titans in this one plus 145. I think this is either a home run or everyone's going to look like a sucker that takes this one.
I love that. I mean, Gardner Minshew had like a couple good throws when he stepped in, and then he threw that pick, and it was like, oh yeah, this is Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, this is also my underdog pick. I got him at plus 170.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I mean, it's two things. One, I think the Titans just have a lot more to play for. They already got their number one pick last year. You know, they're not really in a full tank right now. I mean, if they lose, great, but like they're still like playing to win games and grow and build something right now. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are like heading towards like I think a hard reset when you figure Mahomes is going to be out for most of next year. Kelsey's done. Andy Reid, I wouldn't be surprised if he was done after this year or next year. And I just think like the hard reset's coming, and this is kind of it because this roster is not good. I mean, Dig, we both watched Gardner Minshew all year last year. The thing about this is Gardner Minshew looked horrible, and Gardner Minshew, his 3 best weapons last year, Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, and Trey Tucker, are probably better than anything that he has at his disposal this week in Kansas City. I mean,
I'm small.
I don't know why. I don't know
I was
why.
so confused for a second.
Sorry, I
It's
was.
like, why am I shrinking?
I had like a little like streak on my screen. I forget that my screen's touchscreen. So when I went to like wipe it off my screen, I accidentally touched it, and I was like, I looked up, I was like, whoa, what happened? My bad.
But yeah, I just think, Gardner Minshew probably has less talent to work with this year somehow than what he had last year in Vegas, which is crazy. But the Chiefs' offense is pretty terrible. I mean, Mahomes has been dragging that unit along all year. That Chiefs team's not that good.
Yeah.
And I think we're about to see I think without Mahomes, that is a bottom 5 team in the league. There's
I had that one in my parlay as well. I don't think the Chiefs, like, I don't see how Gardner Minshew is scoring points, like, even against the Titans. I mean, I cannot think of 3 things that he does well as a quarterback. So at the NFL level, at least.
Mustache?
Yeah, that stuff was like funny and all, but like when he
not funny,
became the starter for my team, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
I stayed away from that one, to be fair, because I know you still have to give your underdog, Jake, but because granted, I know he's bad, right?
Yeah.
Titans are also very bad, and also Gardner Minshew not with the Raiders is like not quite 500, like 15-22 record. It's not the worst record for a starting quarterback of all time. Teams have been able to win games with him as quarterback. The Raiders weren't able to do it.
The Colts were. And that's because Shane Steichen might be the best was a top 5-10 coach in the league. I mean, Shane Steichen managed to make Daniel Jones a playoff caliber quarterback.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't. He died.
For me, it was literally like when he came in, I was like, well, he has Andy Reid now as opposed to like Antonio Pierce. So I'm like, he's gonna look better. And then he just threw the pick while they're already in field goal range. Just bad decision, bad throw, and you're in field goal range. Just don't throw everything about that. I was like, he's the same quarterback I watched last year. Like
that's fair. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure a week with Andy Reid preparing him as a starter will make things look better, but
he'll still eventually just do something dumb because
he literally cannot help himself. Like, but yeah. So that was one of my underdogs this week. The one I'll roll with for the show is Panthers money line at +136 against Tampa Bay. I really don't know what to do with this game, but I'm just going with the plus odds here, if I could be honest. I mean, I know it's going to be close, and neither of these teams have like any desire to win the division. I mean, these teams both just lost to like the other 2 teams in the division who are awful. This is even worse than the AFC North playoff race, but I'm just going to go with the underdog at home because this is going to be a bad game probably, and neither of these teams really deserve to be in the playoffs, but I'm just going plus odds.
Yeah.
Also,
the Panthers win and then lose and then win and then lose and then win and then lose, and they're coming off a loss. So I feel
I was going to say here's the problem with this game, right? Because I didn't pick this one, but I think the Buccaneers right now are just like not good and also injured to shit for the most part. Until really this past week they got some guys back, but it didn't matter because apparently 4th and 28 is not hard to do anymore. To be fair, you could also argue that Kirk Cousins against Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a Falcon is like top 5 quarterback of all time. So it's basically like him playing the Bucs as a member of the Falcons is basically his version of the Toyota-thon. So there's that. I don't know what that's about. Also, Kyle Pitts sighting. Cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But also like with the Panthers, like they are a different football team every single week. And by different, I mean 1 week they're the worst team you've ever seen, and the next week they could beat anyone basically.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of feel like it just depends on like whether Dave Canales wakes up in the morning the right way before the game, and he's like, I'm gonna let Tua do stuff, or not Tua. I'm thinking Tua right now. I'm gonna let Bryce do stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other week's he's like, no, I will not let Bryce do stuff. I'm like, all right, well, that's interesting. My underdog is Jacksonville Jaguars at the Broncos, plus 146, because the Broncos are a little bit, and I say just a little bit, fraudulent, is my take on them. Because this past game against the Packers was the first game where I went, you know what, maybe Bo Nix is all right. And I don't know if I trust that again. I'll have to see him do it twice. And I don't know if he'll do it twice, frankly. Also, they just need to lose at some point. 11-game winning streak for this team is bonkers because they've maybe beat someone by more than 7 points like once during that time period, or maybe twice if I'm not mistaken. Neither of those games were against the Raiders, by the way, which make sense. But they just feel weird to me. They have to lose at some point again this year. I just don't believe that they'll win out the rest of the way. And the Jaguars are coming off a fucking heater. Specifically, Trevor Lawrence is coming off a fucking heater. So we'll see if he can manage this Broncos defense. But I think that they could go in there and get a win there.
Yeah. Like, Broncos are just the best team out there right now. They remind me of the Chiefs last year, how I talked about them. Like, just how are they at this point?
Yeah, it's like this, except the defense being the reason instead of the quarterback. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it's basically the same thing.
It's just
instead of average
as
defense, elite quarterback, it's average quarterback, elite defense.
Yeah, it's just the different thing, which I don't know which I feel. Actually, no, I feel better about if this Chiefs. Never mind. I
don't know. I think I lean Denver just because the Denver offensive line play is so much better.
That's fair. That's fair. I was thinking more like sustainability in the playoffs. Like I feel better about it being the quarterback instead of the defense.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's weird, but I get what you're saying though. Yeah. The build is better. So.
All right. Let's go get into our parlays. Obviously, I just had my 3 picks.
Just got his 3 picks, folks.
There we go.
All
right. Bengals minus 4.5. Buffalo Bills minus 10.5. Tennessee Titans money line. All 3 of those together at plus 847. Also, don't forget we have Saturday games. So I don't know if anyone's betting on any of the Saturday games.
Yeah, I think that Eagles Commanders game is Saturday.
Yeah,
feels like one.
Yeah.
It is.
All Sunday games for my parlay this week. All over unders. I'm taking Bills Browns over 42.5. Mostly because I think the Bills will probably get to that or close to that themselves. And the Browns will probably get enough junk time points to put it over. And then Raiders Texans over 37.5 for the same reason. I think this team is completely quit, and the Texans will probably put up 40 just because they're going to dominate the entire game. And then Bengals Dolphins under 50.5, just because watching both of these teams last week, do we really think either of these teams can score more than 24 points?
The fact that they scored a combined 15 and all of them were from the Dolphins is problematic, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Burrow and the receivers cannot do everything. Like, you have to block and you have to run the ball sometimes. And also, if your defense can't get off the field, you can't really do anything.
Yeah.
And I just think this is going to be just a bad, gross game. And, like, you can't have that bad of a football game and get to 50 points.
Yeah.
So those 3 games parlay together at plus 599.
Nice.
I like that.
Did you guys see the Burrow interception for a touchdown?
No.
From that game?
He's had some bad interceptions.
Well, it was the funniest because he just absolutely just tossed it right into the arms of Kyle Van Noy because he didn't think he was going to be there. You could tell. He was just trying to get rid of it because they missed a stunt and he got lit up. So he was just trying to get the ball away. Kyle Van Noy was just standing there, takes it, and just literally goes over to Alohi Gilman, hands him the football, and then he just scores with it.
Yeah.
It was the funniest interception touchdown of the week, for sure, or the year probably. It was comical. So that's what we're working with in that game. So
yeah.
So I have my over 51.5 in the Steelers and Lions. I took the Vikings minus 2.5, Eagles minus 6.5, Titans money line, Panthers money line, and then I did also take the Chargers money line against the Cowboys. So those 6 come out to plus 7,778.
Nice.
I was hoping it was going to be 7,777.
It's real
Yeah.
close. Real
Yeah,
close.
Okay. Anyway, change the line a little bit somewhere.
Yeah.
Takes an alternate spread adjusted by like half a point.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
get it at 7. I got the Bengals minus 4.5, like I mentioned, Lions minus 6.5, and Jaguars money line. And then I took the Patriots plus 2.5 at the Ravens because the Ravens aren't good. So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know how good the Patriots are at this point. It's kind of iffy, but I think they're still much better than the Ravens are. And then the Rams minus 1.5 at Seattle, just because I kind of wanted the Rams just to put this thing away. And Seattle, I think, is still a good team, but they almost lost to 44 with Phillip Rivers. Not good vibes for me. Don't love that.
Yeah.
Definitely shouldn't have let that happen to you. That's really all I have to say about that. All that together is at plus 3,344.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it was weird to see that Seattle, like, they still won that, but there was no they didn't score a touchdown. It was all field goals. Like,
Yeah, the old 6 field goal performance.
yeah.
Won somebody probably a playoff game just off kicker alone.
Yeah. I get to go see Phillip Rivers in person on Monday, and I'm excited to see it.
Oh, nice.
So
That's awesome.
see how he played in Seattle, I'm like, oh shit, it might be a little bit better than I was expecting.
He might throw 140 yards this time.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But all right. That was it for this week. Anyone else got any other bets? Dalton, I know you missed out. We did have some NHL basketball. We had the Jake Paul fight. I don't know if you have any.
Thanks for that one, Jake.
Yeah, I don't have any, but shout out to the New York Knicks. If you guys trailed my future bet on the Knicks to win the NBA Cup,
Yep,
that paid out big this past week. So you gotta keep trailing those futures.
Dalton, there was another question I have about another future that might not have a happy answer. What's up with this Colts win future?
Oh God, Colts over 9.5 wins.
Yeah, they got to win 2 of the last 3 games to hit
I
that
have
for him.
never. Both my Colts future and then my Vikings under. It's Vikings under a certain amount of wins.
Both teams are doing the exact opposite of what you need them to do right at this moment.
Yeah, it's really scary. So yeah, I have Colts over 9.5 wins.
Yeah, they're currently at 8.
And then I have Vikings under 6.5 wins.
Oh.
Both of those are in like the plus 300s, and I put 2 units on each of those.
Sounds like 4 units down the drain.
Yeah, it's gonna be close.
Yeah,
but I will say my NFL division parlay, where a $5 bet would pay out at almost $3,000, is still in there.
I have to look at mine. I haven't checked mine in a long time.
So I'm gonna start with the NFC because it looks a lot better. But Eagles, Rams, Bucks, Packers.
Okay.
All 4 of those should still happen, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then AFC gets a little dicey, but the Ravens might still win that division by default. The Bills still have a shot at winning that division because I don't think the Patriots are that good. The Texans somehow might still win the NFC or the AFC South because the Colts are falling apart. And then Chargers to win the AFC West is still in play if the Broncos can lose 1 game or other than the season finale, and then the Chargers win out and then beat the Broncos in the final week, they would win the division. So it's got a shot.
Yeah,
it's not dead.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any cash out offer, which kind of sucks because if I got anything profitable, I'd probably take it.
I think it's I think it's the AFC West that's hurting.
Yeah,
You
But
need
like
a lot.
Broncos are
Yeah,
definitely going to lose one more game before that.
It's tough that
before last
the
week.
Jags and Broncos play each other this week.
Yeah.
Because
that
then
does
one of them
actually-
has to win. But
Yeah.
but if the Ravens beat the Patriots, then you're in shape in the North and the East.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's interesting. That's close.
Yeah, we'll see.
I just found some of my futures real quick. My division futures, I might get the entire NFC correct,
Oh.
but my AFC is disgusting because it's the Bills who might still be able to do it, but I don't think they will ultimately do it. The Ravens, if they do it, honestly, whatever, I don't care. Texans, I guess, could win it still.
Okay,
for
so we
sure.
got 3 of the same.
And then I did decide to keep going with the Chiefs because it's Chiefs.
Ooh,
That's
so
the one that got me.
Yeah.
Also, don't look at my NFL award picks. I'm an asshole. And then I forget where he ranks right now, but Prescott for most passing yards could still maybe happen. I forget where he ranks in passing yards.
I think he's second. If
Yeah,
not
so
leading.
so that could still be something I do. Collins got hurt, so he never had a chance to receiving yards leader. And then I had 5 picks for win futures. Panthers over 7.5 wins. Feeling pretty good about that. Only need one more. Packers over 11.5 wins. Maybe can get to 12 if they win.
Yeah.
I think it's win out. They'd have to get to 12, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because they're 9-4 and isn't it 9-4-1 right now?
Oh, that's right. They have a tie.
So they'd have to win out, which maybe they will. Colts, unfortunately, I had under 7.5, or else I might be able to hit that if it was under 8.5, because they might lose out. So that sucks.
Yeah.
So that one isn't going to happen. Pittsburgh over 8.5, which we know will go 9-8. It just might not win the division.
That was a lot.
Yeah, that's one you take every year. And then Browns under 4.5 wins. I think are they 4-10 or 3-11? I forget. One of the two. So maybe that one will hit. So it's really going to be the Colts that screw me on that one. So we're just in a different way, dog. We were in the middle. We were in between.
Yeah.
So anyway,
All right. Let's go ahead and end this one then. Let's put a bow on it. Week 16 NFL coming up. Week 1 of the college, or the first week of the college football playoffs. It's going to be a fun one. I know we talked about it before. What is next week, Christmas Eve? So we might have a show on that Tuesday or Friday. Who knows? We will talk about it, but we will let everyone know what our schedule is for next week, because obviously there are still some games out there for the following week with big implications in both leagues. So we'll definitely look into having something for next week, but it probably won't be on Christmas Eve or on Christmas Day.
I'll let you know it won't be on Christmas Eve or Christmas.
Yeah. So, yeah, we definitely won't have shows on that day, but we might look into something. But
Dude, if you're watching, or if you're
Yeah,
watching
like-
our show on Christmas Eve,
Thanks. I guess.
get help.
yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, thank you, but also
We appreciate it. We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
But there is a
also,
hotline to call.
go to-
There's
Yeah.
a hotline to call.
Yeah.
It's 1-800 gambling.
Yeah. So it's something like that. But we do appreciate everyone watching episode 37. So Shane, did you want to plug anything for the draft show or anything?
I do want to do that. So,
Yeah, so-
it's supposed to be yesterday, but stuff happens, of course. When, it is what it is. We will be debuting the draft show. It is coming back, of course. Had to bring it back tomorrow night at 8:30, as long as that works for both of you still, Dalton, Jake. We'll be covering our top 10 wide receivers, honorable mentions as well. So we will be starting with wide receivers and just go through all the positions. We'll do some of our mock draft related stuff. We have a lot of stuff that I have planned for sure. So we'll get into that and we'll go forward from there.
All right, perfect. Yeah, so 8:30 Eastern tomorrow. Look out for the tweets coming out on the Degenerate Sports Network Twitter.
Mhm.
So you'll definitely be notified for that and tune in. But we will see you guys at some point, either next week, if not the week after that. We do appreciate you guys watching tonight, and good luck on your bets. And we will have a touchdown parlay sent out. I apologize, there was a little mishap with the one last weekend, but we will have another one sent out. And peace.